Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Endzone 2. Hopefully our final explorations are going to happen today. We're starting at the flooded Endzone where we've managed to loot a container and then we just need to attach some rubber. Oh, we need transformers as well. We can't do that one yet. Oh, what a shame. Never mind. What we'll do is we'll have one of our buggies just head back to Cinders here, and they'll pick up some transformers, which I think I've dumped into there. Now, for electricity, I actually need to produce an electronics workshop. Now, I don't think I have one of those yet anywhere, but we can have a little look over in... Let's have a look in Newtown, because I think, yeah, we can build an electronics workshop here. It does need to be near production of copper and rubber, which we've got rubber but no copper. So we'll leave that for now. We do have Lizzie Rasmus on her way in, which is really unfortunate. Hopefully she won't cause too much damage, but we are going to need to do some repairs and stuff. What we'll do is we'll grab from here. We need transformers, and I have some in here. I will destroy wood and we'll bring the transformers out. Then we'll head back to the group over here. Now, Lizzie is probably going to take down this because we aren't going to get back to that quick enough. And she just gets stuck there. She doesn't really focus on it. This, I think, has now arrived. I think it has. Yes, that... No, it's not. That's not the one I want. It is on the way. It's nearly there. It might run into that vehicle, which hopefully means it'll give chase and bring it to us. No, it hasn't. What about over here then? What's going on? Yeah, he's getting through, but he might be stopped. Yeah, he's coming for us, but he'll get stopped by my... Yeah. We'll let him do whatever it is he's doing. It won't take us long. Right, okay, so we need the buggy now. We'll go in. We'll use the transformer there. I don't have the rubber because it is somewhere else. So, oh God, what a nightmare. Right, we'll end our expedition, but we'll dump those things there. Then end again. Then come back to this buggy, I think. That's the wrong one. What a start, guys. What a start. Some pro gameplay going on here in today's episode of Endzone 2. There we go. Right, we've got the rubber here. We've got transformers on situ already, so we can finally repair this buggy and complete that Endzone, ending that expedition now. We can load up that. We do have now a buggy that we can make use of, joining the convoy, and then we will move on. So one vehicle has been taken down. We can then go to our expeditions again, where we currently have the scrapyard, which has a load of stuff stored in it, and then we can go take on that biogas plant, which is our last one. He is there. He's chasing us down, but he is being taken out gradually by some of my vehicles. In fact, we're just gonna move this back here. There we go. That shuts you up. Off you go. Great. So when we get to this resource mine, we'll have that done. And then the last one, actually, restoring all of the resource mines here. This gives us the monument to restoration, which reduces the consumption of all protective materials in the area that it is currently in. So the monument will be really helpful. We are going to load up whatever we can from the scrapyard here, which will include scrap because it's already producing scrap. But that's fine. We'll just take in what we get. Just the last little bits and pieces from here. And the mule should be arriving now. There it is. They can take in the last of it. We'll destroy that scrap. We'll take that. There we go. We're done. Right. So moving on now to the biogas plant up here, where we get another source of power in this final zone. We've also got some things that we can loot as well. We did bring an engineer this time, so we can start all of the stuff that is required here. We've also just picked up quite a bit of scrap, so we can do the repair works that we need to do. But firstly, let's go with our specialist here. He is an engineer. Emil. Done. All right, let's go. So we know how this works. There's a lot to do here. We've got the chimneys to look at. They need repaired to begin with, and they require 60 units of scrap. And again, scrap and iron here. So let's actually end the expedition, and we will dump everything from all of our vehicles into it. I don't think we have the iron needed, but we do have the scrap that we need. We can always just go back. We've got a settlement nearby that has a lot of stuff in it. So it won't let me do that. What I'll do is we'll start the expedition, then we'll immediately end it. and we'll drop those resources into it. Then we can go back to our engineer and start off. So we can at least start doing some of the repairs and things that we're able to do. So this chimney here, for example, just needed scrap. Done. So that's the first one repaired. And then we've got cable drums and stuff that we can loot quite easily. The conveyor belt, I think, needs wood, which we don't have. Yeah, it needs wood and scrap, but that's fine. We can do all of the basic stuff first, like looting shelves and clearing out the area. So there's transformers there. There's a container here, which hopefully will have a bit of wood in it, but we don't know. It does have wood in it. That's good. We've got a pipe here that I think we use the blowtorch to repair. And some scrap, so that's up and running again. We then climb up here. There's a gas tank there, which we use scrap to repair. Then we climb back down, loot this barrel around the corner. Then there's a pallet there. And then again, another gas tank in need of repair, which again, scrap and the engineer. So that gets that back up and running. I don't think there's anything else on this side. So we can now repair the conveyor belts using wood. That is done. Then we need to add some more stuff on here, which needs iron, which we don't have. So that's fine. Then I think we can get into the main building somewhere. There. Once we're in there, we'll be able to do some of the additional repairs to the pipework and stuff. Get the control panel up and running. So again, repairing pipe, we need iron there. So that's, I think we probably need about 20 iron. Maybe 30. Got a lockpick crate there. Get stuff from these crates. And another pipe there, which I think probably needs iron. Yes, iron again. Right, so we'll end our expedition. And then we're going to have our buggies here. They can trade off stuff. So we're going to, again, we'll start the expedition, end it, dump all of the stuff in here. It's just the way it works, unfortunately, with the way that we are. And can we actually just drive around here and then trade? Yes, we can. Good. Right, so we can dump all of that scrap in there. Ah, we've got iron here. Right, so let's dump this and see what we get with that. Right, I think we might actually do it with this. We've got loads of scrap in here, so that isn't an issue, but the iron, or the lack thereof, has been a problem. So we can get that put in. That's done. First and foremost, we'll head back over to the scaffolding and repair that. We also do need to put an extra layer on this here. So we've put the scaffold in, but we do need to add some more here. So we can repair that now. And then I think that does it. Good. Right. Then over here, we climb the ladder. And we repair the scaffolding here. So this shouldn't take long. 40 lots of plastic, which we did have. Excellent. Then we'll come round and back into the main generator building. And this will be our third biogas plant online. I guess when we did that nuclear power plant, that would have been an option, but it mustn't have been complete because that would have been great. Obviously, that's another part of the game that wasn't finished. We don't have a lockpick, but we can come back and do that. No problem. Got this. Control panel. Power is on. End our expedition like that. And then, oh, I don't think we can do it now. No, we can still start the expedition because we still got the lockpick to do. And I think, yep, the lockpick is in there. So we can start this one. Going in and using the lockpick on the crate. Takes us up to 95. There's something else we haven't done. What are we missing here then? Could be that it's in this building here. There's nothing coming up. Yeah, nothing there either. What about around here? Do we need to use that control panel again? It's not the ladder. Definitely not the ladder. There is something we're missing. Do I just need to activate the control panel again? No. It's at 95% for some reason, and it's not budging any further. Was there something on this ladder that I've missed? It's going to be the tiniest of things. Stuck on 95%. How frustrating. So it's nothing there. Let's go back into this building. Nothing there either. Maybe this is just going to be forever stuck at 95%. As long as it's producing power, the rest doesn't really matter. Okay, we'll end the expedition anyway. Maybe I need to bring my engineer back in. So we have restored it, so that's good. We'll go back in and just have a little look. See if it's the engineer that needs to do something with the control panel. No, it's not. But the resource mine is working now. We have power, which we can then supply to Zone 3. So Zone 1, 2, and 3 all have a power source that comes from the wasteland and will... Oh, wait, it's in this little building here. Knew I'd find it. There it is, a shelf. Okay, good. Right, we've done it. End that one, and then we can loot the remaining stuff, and that completes all of the expeditions in Zone 3. So all that's left to do is loot these like residual buildings that are in and around the wasteland, and there aren't that many of them left actually, because we have been, you know, looting as we go, and then we can actually start work on a new settlement. My aim is to just, you know, slowly start building new stuff, get it powered, get stuff up and running there, and then we can just continue progressing. We do really, what we're looking for is the ability to produce iron. We do know in this settlement here there is an iron mine that we can restore, aptly named Rustwood, which I quite like. We'll leave that. And then we've just got these buildings here to loot. Once we're done, we'll actually head back, get out of here, and prepare for our next phase, which will be completing the game, basically, because everything else is done. I think that's just sand at the sand mine there, and everything, if we just pause a second, and I'll just have a quick sweep around the map. That's the biogas plant producing power. Here we do need to bring... Oh, it's just scrap again. Nothing here. No lootable buildings. That one only has the sand in it. Again, we're all fully looted here. Going along the coastline. Going back up. Yeah, I think we have cleared it. So Zone 3 is officially cleared. Yep, completely gone. Done. Everything looted. Great. So we're going to pull the convoy all the way back to our abandoned settlement of Cinders. Then we are going to get a brand new settlement up and running. Now we do have a task here to produce 18 different types of seeds. We've done 11 of them. And actually what we need to do is we just need to change the type of seed we use in a bunch of farms. So looking at Newtown, who are producing a lot, that can be one of them that we go for. So we go to our farm here. We've got carrots being produced here, so we're going to change that to wheat. And we've got another farm here, which we will change to potatoes. Then we're going to go... I don't know if we've got farms here. We have. Now, their food production is a little bit dicey, so I just want to be careful with that. We'll go with pumpkins on one of them. And then we add tomatoes there. I think we haven't done cabbage. See, the cabbage means that it drops, but that brings us up to 13 of 18. What about here? We've got one farm here. They are producing lupine. So we're going to change that to peppers. That takes us up to 14. Are there even 18 seeds? Let's just have a look at that. 4, 8, 12. There's only 12 there. Is it then our plantations and our swamp farms? Do we need to be producing them at all, like at various times? I think that might be what it is. So, let's go over to here where we have 10 plantations at the iron wall. They are all producing, you know, we've got the mix there. So the plantations are fine. The swamp farms over here, they only have 2 different types of production that we can do. So if there's 2 there, and then another 4, that's 6. So it is, that adds up to 18. So where's our farms then? Farms here, we have sunflowers, watermelons, and lupine. So that's fine. And over here we have pumpkins and cabbages. And over here we have wheat and potatoes. Here we have red peppers. Don't think we've got farm there. We've got 1 farm here that was doing lupine. But as you can see, the radiation has overcome this area so much that everything is, it's heavily irradiated at the moment. So we need to really work on reducing the radiation levels there. Over here in the contamination level of the iron wall is really low, which is fantastic. But it is starting to creep up in various pockets throughout. So before we actually start our new settlement, which is going to be here so we can get that iron mine up and running, we are going to do a little bit of management. And that means we have to go to Newtown to get some settlers. We have to probably restore Cinders. I think that's probably our first job. Demolish and rebuild Cinders. But we have now done everything we need to do here. We are 14 of 18 on our seeds. Is there a checklist for that? I don't think so. But we need to build the lighthouse foundation. And the lighthouse is obviously going to go in Cinders, right? So if we have a look here, let's have a look at what the lighthouse foundation needs. It's quite large. And I think we then just build it up. Must have certain tiers for it. We do have the monument to defense, which is in Medici. We've got the monument to restoration, and we've got the monument to progress. This boosts satisfaction, and we kind of need to build these smaller statues and stuff in our smaller settlements where we don't have a lot of space. Like you can see here, the confidence in Riverview was dropped a little bit, and there is an achievement to make sure that you have maxed out confidence with all of your settlers or whatever. So building the smaller things like the monument to restoration would be good, but also the monument to progress would be very useful here, because of the lack of space. And that'll boost the happiness of everybody. We do have Medici, which is currently at 100% happiness. That's Riverview, sorry, not Medici. So Medici does have the monument to defense, and that has boosted them quite a lot. So if we put the monument to progress in here, in Riverview, that will boost the happiness of everybody up to the maximum, which is what we need. Now, these swamp zones are slightly larger, so we might actually be able to get away with that. Now, what we want to do is we want to dump everything in here and then be prepared to start again. And I think we will do some demolition here. So let's drop off some stuff. The depot is full, but we'll be using that pretty quickly. Now we have power here, so there's not an issue with that. We are going to demolish absolutely everything. And then we're going to prepare for a rebuild. Everything being demolished here. What we do need is, as soon as people arrive here, I mean, the housing and stuff, I thought the situation with housing in here was pretty good. So that's not something that I'm panicking about right now. But the material depots and stuff, that needs to be sorted. Actually, we can't demolish those because we currently need them. So I'm just going to demolish as much as I can here without interfering with some of the important buildings, like, you know, stuff that I actually need. We do have a copper mine there, which we do want to keep. The graveyard we'll keep. The plantation is currently being demolished. Copper mine will stay because I'm really nervous about demolishing that. We've got lots of housing here, which is really good. We'll keep that upgraded food depot. We'll keep the fishery. We'll keep that fishery. And then all of our water stuff will stay as well. And I think that will do for now. So we're really, all we've done is we're demolishing this area here. So the material depots and things like that. And that's fine. So what can we do now? We're going to grab this nomad and we're going to head back here. Once the nomad arrives, we're also going to distribute some decontamination kits. So we've got advanced decontamination centers everywhere right now, which is great. What we do need to double check on is the power situation, because we have had some damage done to our power poles, but it looks like the network is still being held up, which is good. Yeah, that continues on to there. That goes to there. This one, yeah, that's fine. All good here. Then here doesn't seem to be linked up, even though it says that it is connected. Can't really see a cable there. But it is carrying power everywhere, so that's fine. They are receiving electricity. Good. Okay. The problem is when we get back to here and the electricity comes back on, that is where the power starts to fail a little bit. Anyway, we have arrived. So we're going to load up some people. I'm going to take 15 people. We're going to give them some water. And then we are going to take them all the way back to Cinders. Cinders is going to be renamed. What should we call it? We'll call it... should we call it Megaton? We'll make it like a Fallout 4 reference. We'll call it Diamond City. Why not? So Diamond City, the Jewel of the Wastes. Let's give it this, and we'll make it a nice radioactive pink. Or, no, we'll go with that. So that means the iron wall will need to change to a rusty orange, I guess. Crimson Canyon will change to red. Guess not. Crimson Canyon will change to yellow then. Newtown will remain yellow. Crimson Canyon will change to the radioactive pink. Good. Right. Okay. So we have people. They've been dropped off. And Diamond City is now ready to rock. So we immediately need people to work in the water production and the food production here. We've also got some buildings in need of repair. They need coal. So coal is going to be a priority. We will grab a buggy. We'll take that over to Newtown, where we'll nick some coal from them so that the repairs to the campfire can be made. Now, people have already gotten to work. They're already starting to reproduce, which is great. We are going to make sure that we put some people to work in the graveyard. They're currently demolishing stuff at an alarming rate, though, so we need to just, we need to be aware of that. We're going to take everybody out of the copper mine for now. We don't need that being used. The farms are all currently being demolished. We are, we're back to basics here. We're producing food from our fisheries, which is great. We are running out of scrap tools, but we are also producing water and food at the jetty. So that is enough for now. Then, if we look over to Newtown, where our buggy should be just arriving, this one here, we can load up coal. And we can head straight back to drop that off. So, Diamond City will start producing and reproducing, which means we're going to get a lot of people coming in here very soon. The health is not great. We need to sort that out. We do have a bar there. We also should have a pharmacy, I think. Park, bathhouse. Don't think there is a pharmacy. So let's put the pharmacy in. Works. Mike is coming for us, and they are going to cause some heavy damage, I think, as well. Right, we can drop off the coal, though. And we'll head back to defend the iron wall. Yeah, okay, so we've got some heavy damage there, which means we'll bring the Pioneer back out. And we'll have the Pioneer do a lot of repairs over here in Zone 2. And our next step really is going to be to build some more bunkers in and around this space. So what we'll do is we'll get Diamond City is now up and running properly. We've got one person able to work in the pharmacy there. And I will just start reducing the people working in the jetty so that the pharmacy can get more workers. So this should hopefully just ensure that I have some spare workers, and they can now distribute the medical supplies, which will bring the health of those settlers back up. We do have radioactive contamination here, which means we're going to have to put those kits to good use. If I just have a look over here, I should have in logistics. Have I built any? No. Right, so we're going to build a decontaminator right here. And that is, for now, it's just going to decontaminate as much of the residential area as possible. And then we'll have another one right here, and they will work on decontaminating the space next to the residential area. And then we want to put one here. And that, again, that will work on this space. And the final one up to here where the water is. There. They might use most of my decontamination kits, but they'll at least be able to push back. That's loud. Let's get away from that. But we are, you know, we're wiping them out, which is good. Don't think. Yes, we've lost a transport route. This one. So we'll edit that, and we can put one of our new buggies onto that. Done. So that buggy is now heading off. I'm just going to grab it as it drives past here and make sure that it has... Yeah, it's fine. And Mike has been wiped out, which is great. So we can just very quickly come over here, loot these wrecks to take those weapons off him, which we will sell for some profit. Done. And there should be one more. One more that I can grab from here. Perfect. We'll bring everybody. All of these vehicles will now go back to home base to repair. And we'll just sort out some of my resources. Great. Okay, so we've got an incoming drought. Mike has been defeated. Diamond City is starting to produce quite a lot of new civilization, which is brilliant. We've got the food depot here. We've run out of coal already. So we're going to have like a really nice supply of coal leaving Newtown. I mean, they do produce a lot of coal. So let's just bring these two buggies up and we'll load in as much coal as I possibly can. And I've got another one coming through here. This should get there. And then we can exchange goods, drop all of that stuff off, load up more coal. Perfect. And then we will head back out here to drop off the coal. It's being consumed quite rapidly because of the fact that, you know, we really need to decontaminate as many of our resources as possible. I'm just making sure that I've got enough people working in the decontamination labs so that we can put those kits to use. That should be fine. We have a quick look down here. You'll see we've got 462 decontamination kits, which is one hell of a lot. And then next episode, we can really start pulling this settlement back to life. But people are here. We have a population that is starting to grow. Diamond City is online. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye.